Hello everybody, welcome back to the single player world. We are back over here. This was where we stopped off 2 episodes ago. It's the little cove over here, which is, we're not going to be working on the actual cove itself, but we're going to be working on the wreck part, the little part over here, where it seems water's flowing underneath here. And this is going to be a pretty interesting thing, and I've spoken to you guys about it before. So let's kind of just go down here, right? This over here is meant to be hidden. You swim under here, go through this tunnel, which is going to be covered in water as well, and find a little way out over here. That's the plan. And I've dug out this room. Look at this. It's a pretty big amount of digging, and that's actually a tunnel that was here before. A natural tunnel that's just kind of gone there because I've dug that area out. But ignore that. So today's plan... Was this guy here before? That was a bad idea. They hit hard. Okay, they're not hard enough. Alright, so let's get started with this before I get any more distracted. I've gone and done a bit of planning here. The idea is we're going to be doing a series of puzzles. And these puzzles are going to take you from room to room to room until eventually you make it all the way out. And I think I've got a way out here. Let me show you here. Until you get all the way out. There we go. To the altar over here. Right around here. And I have mentioned this. And the idea is that this altar is a challenge to get to. There's been a civilization that has existed here to protect these things that maybe worship them. I don't know. We're still going to work these things out, but I think it's going to be a fun little project to do nonetheless. And I've got many different small ideas for each room. So each room's going to have a bit of a challenge. Maybe a bit of... There's going to be a few parkour type things, but that's easy enough. I've got a few puzzles, quite a few puzzles that I want to do. And it's kind of weird for me because I'm going to be doing this by myself in this world, yet I'm not going to be able... I'm going to be playing my own game, really, in some weird way, but that's alright. I'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy making it, I think, quite a lot. And I've got a few very interesting challenges that I've got set up to eventually get in here. So for today, what I'm doing is I'm doing the very first challenge, which is the room that you enter on. And this is going to be a little puzzle, not too complicated. And if you guys are familiar with Skyrim, you'll know that down in the dungeons, you get these little puzzles where you can, for instance, push one thing while you turn a thing around, and it turns another one, That's what we're going to be doing here until you can get all of these in the same colors. And pretty much the idea was that once we've got all these things here, so you, for instance, you'll push a button here, it'll show you an indicator on the top that one thing's changed color. And once all four are the same color, which is whatever the correct one is, we'll work this out. You'll see what I mean. This door will open here, and this is a 5-wide door, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to see how it works, and sadly, I won't be able to do it all the way 5 tall as well, which sucks, but it's alright. It'll be cool, and the idea is that we can also reset it. I want this to be completely resettable. So the rest of these things here are going to be where I'm going to be actually doing the building, which is going to be some pillars. I'm going to make this look like a ruined room, like a room that was built a long time ago. It's kind of falling apart, but it's got maybe a bit of art in it from the people who sculpted it. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get started with a bit of the redstone, because I think it's important to get that stuff done. Quite a bit of redstone progress has been made, and it hasn't been the logic of it. Right now, I'm just testing out a few little ideas, which... By the way, this place looks very messy, and I apologize if it's very dark, but yeah, you'll kind of see why we want it all dark in the end. I hope it comes across very, very well. So first of all, I've hooked this door up. Let me just dig down there, quickly go here, and show you that it's all working. This is all the setup, all I've got here, and I've just got a temporary switch like that. So I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, I'm down. Up there. Yes, I can just get up over here. Perfect. All right, so doors drop down. It's pretty much exactly the same one as what we had at the Hobbit village, the Hobbiton, but just with two extra blocks on it, just to make it a little bit wider. And although I don't like this piece here, so unless I can fix that, I might end up just going with the 3-wide one, but either way, it's fine. I wanted to get a bit of a bigger door here, but if we can't have it, it's not the biggest of problems. So picture this, right? You're in this room trying to solve this puzzle, and the way this puzzle is going to work is we're going to have 4 different spots where you're going to light a flame to say that is set. So once all 4 flames are lit, the door will open. And that's where the bit of redstone logic's going to come in down on that side there, that I've got all that area open over there. But I was trying to work out how I want to do a torch, and my biggest issue was as soon as I placed, for instance, I don't have anything here. I can use that one. This was what I was originally going with, using some of these redstone lamps, and I was going to put them actually in here and light them up like this. But look how bright that makes it. That just looks a bit silly when it's that bright, and also even when they're pushed into a wall, it just looks a bit dumb. So what I decided to do instead was try and come up with another idea, and recently we were messing around with this idea, so it's not, shouldn't be too foreign, I guess. But that is of lighting armor stands. And it sounds kind of weird, lighting up an armor stand, and there's a bit of an issue that you can see the water here. But I'll show you. I've got a temporary setup over here as well. So there we go. We've got a flame lit, and it's not giving off any light, which I'm actually happy with. I don't want the light to be giving off here. I think that'll look really, really good. Just a flame like that. Let me step back again. So I'll go push that there. Flames off. Go back. And the flame's back on again. Look how cool that is. So basically my thought is I'm going to have 4 different buttons to press, and each of them are going to turn like that one and that one. And then that one and that one. And or kind of like that, you know what I mean? So it's going to be like a matter of pushing the right buttons in a good order and working out how they work to solve it. And in fact, I'm going to do it so random that I hope it will work. I hope I don't make it unsolvable, but I'm going to make it to the stage that I'm going to actually have to struggle to get the logic worked out. So that's going to be really, really cool. And the way I've done this, because I know it's kind of magical, and I'll show you exactly what I've done. In fact, let's go try one of these out. Okay, maybe it might, maybe not. Let's check if I can see it. If not, I'm going to try one out. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to quickly set one of these up. Okay, so here's what I've done, right? So I'm just going to put in a dispenser over here. Put that there, just ready for when we do need to use it. So I've just put lava in there. Nothing crazy with that just yet. There's a bit of a lighting glitch going on there. I don't know why that's the case. That's all right. Do not worry about that. So then I'll go and put some water in here, and I don't want these on these sides. So I just want the water stream to be pushing this way and push this armor stand into this spot over here. But I have forgotten something. Let me quickly go grab it. I know where I've put it. I left my walls down here. There we go. Perfect. And we've got a way out. Wonderful. Over here. Oh, I'm trying to get this done as quick as possible. In fact, this is taking a lot more time, and I've gone through a few different ideas for this room, and we finally are settling for this. So this episode's been a lot longer of an episode than you might think. Let me just do this. So I'll put one of these in over here, like that, just so that the armor stand doesn't get pushed all the way onto the end there. And I'm gonna put the armor stand in over there. Do you see where it stops? I'll just pick my bucket of water back up. Wonderful. And I can break this slab over here so that the lava can dispense out that way. Get rid of this here. And now what I've got to do is, if I put water in, because I've got to put the water in one spot, which is over there. And sadly, I could put it in on other sides, but this would be off-centered. And I've thought about, like, if I put it over here, but then I would have to put the lava in somewhere else. Actually, I think I could work the lava in over here. That might be an interesting thought. Okay, I'm still going to do it this way. I'll tell you if I switch it around. But I think I might actually have a way of doing this to hide that ugly water block over there. So what the next stage is actually I've got to push these things in, because it doesn't work very well the way that we've got it. So I've got to do this here, like that, there, very easily. And because I can't look at it, if I click here, there's no way I can put that block there. So I've just got to do this, put this one over here. Really, I thought I took them. One, and just another one to push it down, one more. And now we should have the block in the spot over there, which is perfect. See there, same thing. And all we have to do now is put some water in here, like that, and also start this thing up. So, there. And what's happening, if you're wondering why this works, the armor stand is being lit, and it's also being extinguished at the same time. So the water's putting it out. There's actually that's that lighting glitch. I wouldn't mind if the light went like that. I'm actually happy for this little triangle, diamond shape of light if it was in the middle. But you know what? It's coming because I've got that block over. But if I can get that to work as well, that would look really, really cool. So picture this, right? We've got 4 of these. Once all 4 are lit, it's going to open up the door. And of course, I want to eventually have a timer on it. So you got like a minute or so to move through. And then all of these will reset. Hopefully a randomizer as well. And then we'll just go through and carry on with the rest of the rooms. And I'm really, really excited for this. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. This was just a temporary thing over here, looks-wise. But in terms of how the puzzle's going to work, I'm very, very happy with it. Because I'm going to have the 4 buttons around the place. I'm going to go button to button, button. Eventually, work out a little bit of a trick there. And I think this is going to be really, really cool. So I've got my other way I'm going to try out just very quickly. Hopefully that will work. If not, you know what? I'll have to settle for this. But besides that, I've got a little bit more redstone to put in, which shouldn't be too much harder than this. I say that now. But it should be alright. It's starting to finally come together. Look at that. All 4 of these on, and I've managed to also hide the water in at the back, and I told you I'd do that. But obviously we've got this to hide, which isn't bad. I'd rather have this to hide than have an ugly block of water that I can't. What I've done here, I'll quickly just show you. I've got this, it's kind of lighting glitchy over there, so that's why it looks a bit odd. But what I've done is I've hooked these up at the bottom here. This isn't how it's going to be in the end. But it's the way I just wanted to do it to show you guys what my concept behind this is and why I'm doing something the way I'm doing it. And what I've done is instead of what you would imagine would be a torch tower or an observer tower, observers would actually count, but we've got issues with observers, so don't worry. But what I've decided to do is just trail up redstone dust the whole way up there on each of these. And the reason for that is trailing the redstone dust, unlike the rest of the ways, does have less of a delay to it, because obviously the redstone dust activates completely. Like, all this redstone will, as soon as I activate it doesn't trail along, so it goes the whole way. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. It just does the whole thing like that, which is great. Unlike if I had the torches, which would be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and have a little bit of a delay to it. So doing this is practically instant. Look at that. I don't even have time to look at that. Let me just put my FOV up so you could probably see it like this. It just doesn't work. I just can't get it right. Man, that's too trivial to play with anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what my thought is. And now it's all, as I said, I was going to actually do a bit of the logic between this one and the last one, but I thought I'd just bring you guys in. It's taken quite a bit of time to do. And of course, it is looking a lot better than it did before. And this pillar that I was planning on doing in the middle to hold this place up, it wasn't working. We're going to leave it. We'll fix it up. We'll do something else over here. I think that'll be really, really awesome. So now what I've got to do is, as I say, just get that logic in. We'll get this stuff going here. And then we should start being able to mess around with our own puzzle. And we're coming up for a bit of air and light. Man, I've been underground there for quite some time, and I want to quickly just show you what's going on very, very quickly, and kind of break it up a little bit, because it's very dark in this episode. And I kind of feel like just a little bit of sunlight might not be too bad. So I've slowly started adding in the dirt to this place, and look at that, even a little bit of a storm while we're gone, making this whole spot here all snowy. That's going to be an interesting one, because I don't want this whole area to be completely snowed over on this side. So we'll get to that as well. That's not a big problem. Of course, we've got ways around that. And one other thing, actually 2 other things I want to show you guys very fast, because I'll forget to if I don't show you, is down here into this, our main house, I guess. This is our base, really. Even though I didn't ever plan on this being in a base. I do have a circle hole. This one it's been here for a bit. I don't think I've shown you guys that. But these chests here, they weren't looking very good. They're very... I'll let you just look at them. That's... yeah. Not for much longer, though. Because look at this. We've got our storage room as well, which I've worked on recently. Actually, both these things I've shown you have been in the stream. This has got nothing in it. There's a few things in these ones here, though. But slowly, we're going to be putting in some signs, getting everything working. And I've also got my chicken stuff over here. What's that doing in there? Wonderful. So that's that stuff over there. And one thing I forgot to show during the last episode, which was the world tour, and man, oh man, I think I was actually very close to it as well when I said it. The stables. How do I forget the damn stables? The one thing that was horrible in our first world tour, and then I forget it in this one. Yeah, this is it, if you guys didn't see it. And by the way, the wheat in here, I don't know why there's wheat. I know a lot of people were saying, Jansey, why'd you leave the wheat? I don't know. I thought it kind of made it feel like a horse stable, even though I know the wheat would have burnt. It's, maybe we could still have them wanting to feed the horses. Who knows? So, going up here, there's probably a few mobs. And that's kind of scary. No mobs, making me feel like they're all going to be underground. So, here, guys, do not be scared. Fear not. That was what I was going to start off with. But, we've got a lot of redstone here, and I want you guys to be warned that it is crazy. But it's not actually that hard, if you guys want to try it out. Now, I've tried to color code things down below here for you. So, this is what I mean by me staying underground here for ages. Let me just put this on. So, you can see we've got our torch there. The torch over here is on. I might actually do a better job of trying to show that, hopefully. That one there is off, and that one there is off. So, the way this works is one button. This button will actually activate this one, and it'll activate that one. this other button over here, I don't even remember. I think that one just does that, and then one does all three. It's crazy. It's crazy. So basically, if I push this button, that solves the puzzle, and that opens the door. So you can see all four are on. I've actually just got it to a stage where that is the case, that it'll show me those. And of course, I can just reverse it by pushing that. It closes up, switches those off. I think that's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is pretty awesome. And look at what I've done down here. So go down 1, 2. Do not be scared. Do not be scared, guys. I've actually got some of these with me just so I can light this area up. I can't light that up. I'll light this up. Can. That's not a... Yeah, perfect. All right, I just want to make sure that a lot of these spots here, which are spawnable, are not spawnable anymore. So this is the redstone that I'm talking about, by the way. A lot of stuff, quite a lot of stuff, but I've tried to color coordinate stuff just to make a little bit more sense if it is possible. So this is what we've got. Very quick explanation. Entrance to the door. So this makes the door go off. And it will only go off once every single one of those are powered. So that means every single torch is on. Upstairs corresponds to these torches. Once all of them are powered, this one will power. And we'll get the door opening. And then once they are once even just one is unpowered, it'll just mean that this area here will close up. So that's the way it works. Pretty cool, I think. Pretty awesome, I think. In fact, no, sorry, when these are unpowered. Do not worry. And then besides that, as you can see, I've done a few sneaky, weird, confusing things with these things, and that doesn't make sense. That's just me busy trying to wire things all together, and I've left each wire its own color. So if you guys ever do download the world and want to check it out, maybe something's broken in the future for me to fix. I know exactly where I'm looking, and that's why I've done it. And certain things go one way, certain things go two ways. It's a mess, but it's good. It'll work for us. Now, the only thing that's left to do on this, and the thing that I really want to do in terms of the redstone, is I really want to have some sound effects. And I haven't worked them out quite yet, but I feel like we could have some pretty awesome sound effects going on here. So I'm going to play around with them, probably in a stream or something. But yeah, they'll be so cool. Imagine that. That opens up, you got these sound effects around you. Oh man, that'll be good. So now the only other thing, so that's the redstone. The only other thing is, I've got to get this place looking good. It looks absolutely terrible right now. I've done a little bit of stuff in here. Very rough looking. Oh, man. It's probably going to explode. No. Okay, we should be able to kill that one. Perfect. That's good. Alright, this is what I was expecting last time I came in here. No drop creepers around the place. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the skelly. Bam. Dead. Alright, actually, I forgot to show you guys. Meet Fluffer. That is the way you say it, yes. The brand new sword. If you guys don't know, we had Fluffy, then we had Flurfy, now we've got Fluffer. Who knows what's next? Alright, so this is what I've done. A few little things around the roof, making it a bit more shapely. As if it's kind of crumbling, that this, you can kind of see the flat walls with this coming down, just over time. I think that's what we're looking for. So we're trying to look like it's kind of collapsing. It was sort of built in here. That's where the flat walls come into it. Now, with these walls, what I want to still do is I want to add in, obviously get rid of the granite, and I want to add in a little bit of something to make it look like it's had some artwork done on it, or maybe even just make it look a little bit more interesting. And of course, I have to fix these up eventually and figure out what they're going to be doing. But that's not today's job. Today's job, I want to get the walls done. Or at least not all of them done, but at least have some idea of what I want to do. And I think up here will be the place to do it. So... well, hey, man. How's it going? Of all the times I could have come up here and found a creeper. Yeah. Oh, well, by the way, if you're wondering why I've got this big open area here, this was me testing things out a bit earlier. When I was trying to get a good thing up the top here, which I just couldn't, apparently. So, there we go. What I'm thinking of doing is doing something over here, like this. Getting rid of 2 of those. And I want to make this kind of pushed in a little bit and use a bit of color in it, and that's where these cyan powder or cyan concrete powder come in handy. And I hope they're actually going to look alright in the dark. So I don't want it to be too bright, and that's why I thought in the darkness like this, you can sometimes get away with a few more things just because of the light levels. And I think we might actually, this looks fairly bright, but remember, we are going to be adding in a few more things as well, so it might not look too crazy. Okay, let me just give it a little bit of a little bit of a chance. All right, I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of those and just add them in here. And this is all just part of me testing things out. It might not even work. Please tell me I've got one more hell. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. All right, so there we go. We've got this little piece open here. Oh, no, I've still got to do that there. You know what? I can make this easy for myself. There we go. All right. So what I want to do now is I just want to push this in a little bit and try and create a little bit of a shape that will be iconic, I guess, of this area to some extent. Do I have any cobblestone? There we go. Cobblestone there, and I'll actually get that out. Just put it down. I actually realize I've got another one in there. That's fine. And some of these. So much trash, man. There we go. Okay. Whatever. We'll leave whatever's there behind. So this is what I'm thinking. Something like this, maybe. A little bit of something like that. And we're going to create an interesting little pattern here to make it look like it's been designed. That it's actually got some purpose behind it. So we do that there. Yeah, okay. Maybe a little bit more in here. And I want to just repeat this pattern on this side, and I'll do that one under there as well. So what was it? It goes over here, there, and I think that was a stair, was it not? Apparently I'm out of stairs. I'll just have a look if this is coming along. Yeah, something along those lines. I'm happy with something along these lines here. I'll just pick those up. Thank you. Oh man, only one. So disorganized. There we go. Perfect. We'll get these stairs out. And by the way, does anyone else have the weird thing where sometimes you click here and you shift click everything in and this whole crafting grid resets? I don't know if that's just a thing. Maybe it's because I'm using Optifine. Maybe there's something to do with that. But it doesn't do it every time. But occasionally it just disappears. It's very weird. And a little bit odd. Like, it just doesn't make sense that it does it. But obviously there's something going wrong somewhere. I've just done the wrong thing. There we go. Of course, this will need a bit more work, but you get what I'm saying. I want to start hiding things like this in there. Maybe we can do some more up there and more there, and make it look like it's got some pattern behind it. And of course, we could just add. We're gonna be getting this shaped a bit better than what it is. As I say, just rough stuff now. We've got the main stuff done today, and by the way, the noise from these, sadly, there's no way to stop them. So the noise is just the noise, and you see what I mean there? Do you see how that switched up? That's just the way it's going to be. But for today, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. It's been a very, very long but enjoyable episode for me. I do actually very much love the redstone episodes, and you don't get them every time, and I cherish them when I do them. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you've got any ideas, let me know about them, and I'll see you in the next one.